Welcome to this explainer. Have you ever looked around your house or maybe your workspace and just realized that literally every physical object around you is completely disconnected from its own history? It's crazy. Warranty cards just vanish into some alternate dimension the exact second you actually need them. Emergency medical details get scattered all over the place. Or think about a beautifully handcrafted piece of clothing. Its whole story just gets lost the moment it leaves the shop. We surround ourselves with all these physical things, but the critical information attached to them, it just slips right through our fingers. Okay, let's dive into this, because what we're looking at today is an incredibly cool platform called QRTagAll. I really want you to imagine a world that completely, seamlessly bridges physical items with a living, breathing digital identity. And I'm not talking about just a boring, static web link that you scan once and forget about. No, we're talking about a permanent, updatable digital identity that actually travels right alongside the object itself. So, QRTagAll introduces this powerful concept called universal digital tagging. It basically allows you to attach a totally unique, cryptographically signed QR code to absolutely anything. I mean it, a wrench, a plant pot, your wallet, a massive industrial machine, you name it. Every single ID is generated with SHA-256 signing, which is essentially an uncrackable digital fingerprint. It makes every tag globally unique and completely tamper-evident. And honestly, the absolute best part, it never, ever requires the person scanning it to download or install some clunky app. Any smartphone camera just instantly unlocks the object's entire story.
Here is our roadmap for today's quick tour. First, personal safety and home. Second, enterprise and supply chains. Third, agriculture and nature. And finally, preserving memories.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Personal Safety and Home, Protecting What Matters.
Now, if you're going to stick a digital tag on your personal everyday items, privacy is instantly going to be your biggest concern, right? Well, QRTagAll operates on this absolutely brilliant core philosophy, view versus no view. Basically, if you lose your pet or, heaven forbid, have a medical emergency, a finder can just scan the tag. They'll instantly see the view information, stuff like your dog's dietary needs or your medical blood type, and they can even hit a quick message owner button to get a hold of you. But, and this is absolutely key, they will not see your no view information. So your private phone number, your full surgical history, that all stays totally locked down. You, the owner, control the data completely.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how this works across your entire life. For medical ID, the public sees the vital emergency facts, while the private vault securely holds your sensitive lab reports. Or take a vehicle emergency sticker on your windshield. First responders can immediately see your insurance info and emergency contacts, but your personal phone number stays totally hidden from strangers. Even for your house, a potential buyer might see a log of all the maintenance history, but your private blueprints and structural approvals, those remain securely locked away. The whole shebang just exists on one incredibly secure platform.
Moving right along to Section 2, Enterprise and Supply Chains, Scaling Up.
I really want you to think about the incredible contrast in scale here, because it's kind of mind-blowing. On one hand, you're tracking a tiny little lost pet collar to bring a beloved dog home safely. But then, on the exact same platform, a massive enterprise is tracking a gigantic, multi-ton construction excavator. They're logging rental history, damage notes, and safety compliance directly onto the vehicle itself. It's a real game changer. It completely transforms how businesses handle asset tracking, simply because the history lives right there on the machine, instead of sitting in some dusty filing cabinet halfway across the country.
In the enterprise space, the applications are literally vast. We're talking about rental equipment companies managing detailed condition reports for high-end cameras or mountain bikes. We're talking about true supply chain authenticity, actually proving the origin and transparent provenance of goods to instantly build consumer trust. Just imagine walking into a workshop where a single scan on a tool drawer pulls up every single manual you could ever need. Or think about handcrafted fashion, where a tag on a beautiful garment verifies its totally unique journey from the artisan straight to the customer. Those tamper-evident SHA-256 signed tags ensure absolute, unshakable trust.
Next up, let's head outdoors for Section 3, Agriculture and Nature, the Living Story.
I absolutely love this, because this timeline perfectly captures what we call the living story. Imagine the journey of just a little tiny plant in a pot. On day 1, the seed is planted intact. Fast forward to week 12, and its specific fertilizer routines and care logs have all been updated right there on that exact same QR identity. And then by year 1, if we're looking at farm produce like crates of mangoes or bags of organic wheat, this single tag is delivering true farm-to-fork transparency at scale. Literally anyone scanning it can see pesticide-free certifications and the exact harvest dates. The tag literally grows alongside the plant.
Transitioning now to Section 4, Preserving Memories and Art, the Emotional Vault.
It's amazing because QR tags can essentially act as an emotional vault. For art provenance, you can securely store ownership transfers and detailed restoration history for a priceless antique painting. Or for an heirloom vault, you can actually attach emotional stories in vintage family photos right to your grandmother's watch, ensuring its history is never lost to time. Even for wedding memories, a single tag on an invitation can hold the couple's entire love story, all the event details, and even provide a shared place for guests to upload their own photos from the night. It becomes a living, breathing archive.
There's this quote from the source material that just hits the nail on the head. It says, "Every memento holds a moment, now preserved forever via QR." Just think about it. An old-school trophy sitting on your shelf, or maybe a souvenir you picked up from a distant land. The physical object itself is great, sure, but the real emotional weight? That's entirely in the memory attached to it. And this platform permanently links those two things together.
Let's zoom out a bit for our final section, an expanding digital identity. We have definitely covered a lot of ground today, but you have to understand that these examples represent well over 20 completely diverse, constantly expanding use cases. From community libraries sharing tools, to modern digital business cards, to museum and gallery exhibits offering extended audio guides, the platform is designed from the ground up to be a truly universal layer. As the need for physical objects to carry their own history grows, the variety of applications on this platform just continues to multiply. The possibilities really are endless.
So the crucial point is 0. That is the exact number of apps required to make this massive, amazing ecosystem actually work. 0. A scanner just points their normal, everyday smartphone camera at the object, and the story unfolds right then and there. That totally frictionless discovery is exactly what makes a universal identity layer actually function in the real world. And getting involved yourself is just as frictionless. It's basically 3 quick steps. 1. Generate your cryptographically signed QR code instantly. 2. Print it out and stick it onto the object, your wallet, your favorite houseplant, your product, whatever. And 3. Scan and discover. You control the data, you can update it from anywhere in the world, and boom, that physical object now has a permanent digital life. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Just take a second and look around the room you're sitting in right now. Look at your belongings, your equipment, your keepsakes. Which of those physical objects in your own life has a story, a history, or a vital piece of information that absolutely deserves to be preserved? Maybe it's finally time to give them a digital identity. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.